Alright, what's going on, buddy? We are live for the Bills and the Broncos, the first game of the Divisional Round, and it should be a pretty good game. The game started a couple minutes ago. The Broncos currently have it 3rd and 1 at the Bills' 32-yard line. So let's see what we got here. Nix is going to keep it here in the option, and it'll make a guy miss and pick up first down, get it about 4, and they move the sticks there on 3rd down. But welcome to the stream, everybody. Sorry I'm on a little bit late. Let me pull up the chat. But I think this should be a pretty good game. I mean, this game can really go either way. I took the Bills because I just trust Josh Allen more than I trust Bo Nix. But, I mean, this was a game I went back and forth on quite a bit. But welcome to the stream, everybody. We got 11:05 to go in the first quarter. Broncos with the ball on the 28-yard line. Nix going to look to throw. Nix, that is tipped at the line, but still caught by Harvey. And Harvey going to break one tackle, and he'll gain about 6 to the 21-yard line. But a nice, solid pickup right there. You got Denver 27-20. Okay, I could definitely see that. I took the Bills just because I trust Josh Allen more than I trust Bo Nix. But, I mean, really got no idea on this game. But I made the mistake of picking against Josh Allen last week, but I don't want to make the same mistake twice, but I still got no idea. Nix on a design run here to the left side. Will dive forward for about 3 yards short of a first down. And it brings up 3rd and 1 from the 18-yard line. But we got 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. Broncos with the ball for the game's opening drive. Broncos now inside the red zone at the 18-yard line. They're going to quarterback sneak here on 3rd and short, and I think Nix has this. And let's see. Spot's very close. I think he got it though. We might have a virtual measurement right here. Because the clock's now stopped with 9.5 minutes to go. I mean, they show a replay, but there's just nowhere to tell where the ball is. I mean, if you don't get it, it's like 4th and like an inch. So you might as well go for it anyway. Here we go. The virtual measurement says he is 2 inches short. So yeah, you're definitely going for that. At least you would think so. So Nix comes up just short. I mean, I think you could just sneak it again. And trust you'll get 2 inches. So it is 4th and 2 inches here for the Broncos with 9.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. The Broncos in the regular season on 4th and short, so that's from 1 to 3 yards. They went 9 for 15. They're going to spread the field here, go 5 wide, and empty backfield for Bo Nix. Nix now comes under center, and he's going to sneak it, and this time he easily gets it, as he picks up about 4 and a first down for the Broncos. So they move the sticks there on the sneak. I thought they should have just done that, but they try to get creative with it. They spread the field and spread out the defensive linemen and give Bo Nix a much easier opportunity to sneak it right there. It's been a 10-play, 60-yard drive so far for the Broncos. They've taken 6 minutes off the clock. So Nix under center. And they might have a free play right here. Looks like, oh, ball is out! It's a fumble. Let's see. It's not really going to matter because the Bills jumped off sides. It is Bills football, but it's not going to matter. Wow, the Broncos got so lucky right there that the Bills jumped off sides. I mean, I would assume that's what the flag is, because I'm pretty sure I saw somebody move early. Yep, offsides. Wow, that is a bad penalty right there for the Bills. So the Bills have a lineman jump offsides, and the Broncos keep possession. Yeah, that was a huge one right there. And it's now 1st and 5 for the Broncos, and it wipes off the turnover. So they got very lucky right there. And that is a very costly penalty for the Bills' defense. So 1st and 5 from the 9-yard line. Nix in shotgun back to his left here. And Nix on the option keeps this. Trying to get to the outside. Stiff arms the guy and he's thrown down for a loss of a yard. So he loses one back to the 10. And it brings up 2nd and 6. Spread that out a little bit more. You're going with the Bills money line. I picked the Bills. I mean, I'm not very confident with the pick, but I did pick them. Nix in shotgun back to his right here from the 10. He's going to look to throw. Nix takes a shot. End zone. Oh, it's dropped. It got dropped. It was a perfect throw for Bo Nix, but it got dropped and it's incomplete. Wow, that is a bad drop. I mean, this is a perfectly thrown ball, and it just goes right through his arms. Oh my. It was a great play. They got a little bit of a pick on the outside. Nix with a great throw, and it just gets dropped on the outside. That is a terrible drop. And it is now 3rd and 6. Play clock at 2 here. They'll get the snap off. Nix going to look to throw. He floats one. End zone incomplete. Ingram, the intended target, he let him too far out of bounds. And a major missed opportunity right there, really for both sides. The Bills with the fumble, the Broncos with the touchdown. And they'll settle for a field goal on their first drive. So Will Lutz will come on to attempt the field goal. On the season, he is 24 for 26 inside of 50 yards. This one from 28 from the left hash. You got the Broncos on the board. We got 7:33 to go in the first quarter. And the kick for Watts right down the middle. So the Broncos get on the board first. Boy, a missed opportunity was getting a touchdown because of a bad drop in the end zone. But they get the game's first points. They're up 3-0. About halfway through the first quarter. Wow, 3 points because the Denver receivers are dropping, not looking good. Dropping and not looking. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a drive you want to come away with 7. Because, I mean, you move the ball, you go down the field, and you make a perfect throw. And it just gets dropped. But that drive, a pretty good drive for the Broncos. They go 14 plays, 64 yards, and it takes 7:31 off the clock. It's over half the quarter. What's the word on Harbaugh? He officially signed his deal with the Giants earlier today. I think that was a couple hours ago. So, obviously, I'm very happy about that. He was definitely my top choice. So, I'm glad we finally have a coach. But the Bills will get the ball for their first possession. Down by 3. Will Jordan Humphrey was the receiver who dropped it in the end zone for the Broncos. They spent some time with the Giants earlier in the year. But so far, results in the poll, 71% of you guys said the Broncos win, 29% have said the Bills. Be sure to vote if you guys have not already done so. Let me check my score prediction for the game, because I know I said Bills. I think I said 23-21, but I just want to make sure that is actually what I said. Let's see. Yeah, 23-21. I took the Bills. Not too confident with the pick, and the Broncos were my original prediction to win the AFC and make the Super Bowl, but I also had them playing the Texans in the Divisional Round, not the Bills. So that was actually my one mistake, taking the Jaguars beat the Bills last week. Well, otherwise, actually, I had a decent week predicting last week. But the Bills will get the ball here for their first possession. Broncos have it teed up and are set to kick it off. For the Broncos, it's their first home playoff game in, I think, 10 years. I think the last time they were at home in the playoffs was the year they went to the Super Bowl. So that was the 2015 season. So the kickoff here, returned by Ray Davis, and a pretty good return across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So that's where Josh Allen and the Bills offense will take over for their first possession with 7:24 to go in the first quarter. Josh Allen, in his last 6 playoff starts, he's got 16 total touchdowns and 0 turnovers. That's pretty good. That's what, like 2.3 touchdowns a game and no turnovers? That's pretty good. So the Bills will start here, Allen under center from the 33. And they'll start on the ground. James Cook, a lot of space up the middle. Cook into the secondary, still on his feet inside Bronco territory to the 43-yard line. And a big run for James Cook to start this game. A very quiet game last week for the Bills' run game against the best run defense in the NFL. And a great run to start this game against another very good run defense. I think the Broncos have either the second or third best run defense. Well, if I remember from my video, I think 91 rushing yards a game. But a nice like 20 to 30 yards on their first play from scrimmage. Yeah, last week against the Jaguars, Cook ran for just 46. But the Bills, after that big play there, going to be forced to call a timeout here with the play clock winding down. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, if they couldn't get the play in or what happened, but that is some kind of problem. Hold on 1 second. Alright. So from the 43, this time the Bills no problems lining up or anything. And here's a toss. Cook is again got a lot of space, another 10 yards for James Cook and a first down for the Bills. That is 2 really nice run plays to start the game for the Bills. And now Patrick Surtain's hurt. I think it's not starting good for Denver. Yeah, really. I mean, now you've got the best corner in football hurt as well. He was in on the tackle, and he's crouched over grabbing his right shoulder, which is where Cook essentially ran into. Then hopefully he's okay. That'd be a huge loss to the defense. Yeah, that is not good for the Broncos. Allen fakes the toss here, and a sidearms one over the middle. That pass caught for another first down. A gain of 10 for Khalil Shakir. And Allen completes his first pass attempt. I know Patrick Surtain missed a few games earlier in the year. I don't remember what that was with, though. Broncos receiver Pat Bryant's been ruled out for the rest of the game with a concussion. Hopefully he's okay and not serious there. Here's another toss for James Cook, and Cook breaks a tackle, and this time he'll only gain 4. But still a solid run there on first down. That's actually the first play of the day for the Bills that's not gained a first down. A key matchup here, Josh Allen's been sacked 41 times this season, which is a career high. And the Broncos have 68 sacks, which is the most in franchise history. That's definitely something to watch. But the Bills are already inside the red zone here at the 18-yard line for this 2nd and 6 with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Allen throws a screen to the outside for Brandon Cooks. He gets a block, and he'll gain about 5. Maybe 6. So we got 4.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. I don't know if they gave him a first down on that play or not. They did not. So it's 3rd and 1 here for the Bills. The clock is stopped for some reason. Not sure why it stopped. Oh, now it starts running. But 3rd and 1 here for the Bills. Allen under center. Cook is the back. They're bringing Gilliam in motion. And Allen's going to sneak it here. And I think he's got it. Yeah, he's definitely got the first down. So a gain of a yard and a first down for the Bills as they move the sticks. And they now have a first and 10 from the 12. Allen obviously scored a touchdown on that. That's sneak. Last week to end up being the game winner. So first down for the Bills from the 12-yard line. 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Allen under center. We got a play stop here. A timeout by the Broncos. That's their first. But the Bills with the 3rd best red zone offense in the NFL. The Broncos with the best red zone defense. That is another thing that is a very interesting matchup. The entire thing between the Bills offense, how good they are, and the Broncos defense is really interesting. It's not quite best on best when you look at like the NFL look overall, but it's like top 5 versus top 5 in pretty much every category. The Bills, 6 plays, 55 yards so far. They've taken 4:06 off the clock. Allen under center. Cook is the back from the 12-yard line. They got 3 receivers, really 3 tight ends to the right side. Allen hands off. Cook up the middle, and this time not as much space. He gains 2, his shortest run of the day. And brings up 2nd and 8 from the 10. Patrick Surtain over on the sideline for the Broncos. Looks to be okay, and he might come back into the game, so that's good to see. not in the game for this play. 2nd down and 8 from the 10. Allen in shotgun, Cook to his left. Allen going to look to throw. He throws underneath. It's caught by Shakir for a gain of about 3. And it brings up 3rd and 5. And now Surtan's back on the field for the Bronco defense. So glad to see he's okay. So it is 3rd and 6. The Bills are 1 for 1 on 3rd down so far. Allen in shotgun. Davis in motion to his left. Allen going to look to throw. Allen with plenty of time. Now he's going to roll to his left. Allen going to try to run here. And Allen is tripped up short of the goal line. He might have the first down. Ball comes out at the end. But he was down first. And it's going to depend on the spot here to see if he's got the first down. He was thinking touchdown the entire way. But he got tripped up short. And I don't know if this is 4th down or 1st down. But Allen, I'm going to assume this is 4th down because they go sneak. And yeah, now it's a 1st down. So that was 4th down. And they move the sticks. Minute 20 to go in the first quarter. So it's now 1st and goal from the 1-yard line for the Bills. This has been a really good opening drive. They've gone right down the field. So 1st and goal from the 1 for the Bills. Allen in shotgun, back to his right. Play clock at 3. And here's a handoff. Cook taken down for a loss. He had nowhere to go. Loss 2. And it brings up 2nd and goal. A nice stop right there for the Bronco defense. $30 left in the first quarter. This 2nd down play could be the final play of the first quarter. It's been an 11-play, 64-yard drive so far for the Bills. Allen under center, Ray Davis the back. Now they bring a receiver in motion, and Allen going to look to throw. He throws the flat, wide open, touchdown Bills. Is that McCole Hardman? That's a name I haven't heard in a while. McCole Hardman with the touchdown. I did not even know he was on the Bills. But Hardman with the touchdown for the Bills. And they go right down the field. And they get in the end zone on their first possession. This is a play we've seen Hardman run a lot with the Chiefs. When he was with them, they bring him in motion, and at the snap, he heads back the other way. And he's almost always able to get to the outside and score a touchdown. That's exactly what happens there, and it's now 7-0 after the extra point. But a great drive right there for the Bills. They go right down the field. And then take a 7-3 lead with 5 seconds left in the first quarter. But when did McCole Hardman sign with the Bills? So apparently he was on their practice squad. Yeah, he was apparently on their practice squad, and they elevated him for this game. Boy, a great drive there for the Broncos. Both teams with pretty good opening drives. Over 7 minutes off the clock. The only difference is the Bills put it in the end zone. Broncos had it, but dropped it in the end zone. And then ended up settling for 3. But the kickoff is going to bounce through the end zone for a touchback. And it will come out to the 20-yard line. It's actually a really good kickoff right there. Mims let it bounce, thinking it could go out of bounds. Instead, it goes into the end zone. And the Broncos have it at the 20-yard line for their second drive. But for McCole Hardman, it is his first catch of the season. And it's his first touchdown since 2022. Actually, not true. His first touchdown since 2023 when you include the playoffs. Because he obviously caught the game winner against the Chiefs, or for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl a few years ago against the Niners. But from the 20, the Broncos start this drive. Ball's on the ground. It's still free. Nix has it back. It gets flipped back to him, and he just throws it away. Wow, that was a chaotic play. But the Broncos able to just save it. And it's incomplete. I'm not sure how there wasn't a lineman too far downfield. But, I mean, that could have been a disaster for the Broncos. But they're very lucky that ended up with an incomplete pass. It was not a clean exchange between Nix and Harvey. And Harvey, I don't know if he couldn't pick it up cleanly or if he picked it up and pitched it back to Bo Nix. If he did, that's a smart play. And then Nix able to just throw it away. But a very strange play to end the quarter. And we head to the second quarter with the Bills up 7-3. Man, how often do you see that? Both teams really only have one drive in the first quarter. The Broncos went 14 for 64, took 7:31 off the clock, and the Bills went 12 plays, 67 yards, and took 7:24 off the clock. But 5.6 yards per play for the Bills in the drive, 4.2 for the Broncos. But a pretty solid start for both offenses. And we'll have to see if that continues. The Broncos 42 passing yards, 17 rushing yards. Bills with 23 passing yards, 44 rushing yards. And both teams also with a fourth down conversion on that previous drive. But we go to the second quarter with the Bills up 7-3. And the Broncos have it 2nd and 10 for their for the second drive. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. As we start the second quarter, the Broncos have it 2nd and 10. Down 7-3. Actually, now they're back from commercial. So from their own 20-yard line, Nix in shotgun. Back to his right. They bring Cortland Sutton across the formation. And Nix going to look to throw. Nix gets pressured, pump fakes. And again, he'll just throw it away for the second straight play. So it is now 3rd and 10 after 2 straight incompletions. So an injury update for both sides. Linebacker Williams for the Bills, not really sure who that is, but he's being evaluated for a neck injury. And Pat Bryant, we already know he's out with a concussion for the Broncos. Hopefully both players are okay. But it is a 3rd and 10. Nix in shotgun back to his left from the 20. Nix started 5 for 5, since then he's 0 for 4. Look to throw here, steps in one, and that pass is caught. Wow, what a throw. No, Bills are saying incomplete. And yeah, it's actually incomplete. A diving attempt by Sutton. Yeah, that's definitely incomplete. But 3 quick incompletions there for the Bills. Sorry, for the Broncos. And they'll punt it right back to the Bills. So Nix started the game with 5 straight completions. Since then, he's got 5 straight incompletions. And it's now 4th and 10. So the punt is away. And it is fair caught at the 37-yard line by McCole Hardman. And that is where the Bills will start for their second possession here, leading by 7-3. With 14:42 to go in the first half. But 3 points on the first drive for the Broncos, then a 3 and out on the second drive. And we'll see what the Bills can do on their second drive. So far, results in the poll, 53% of you guys said the Bills will win, 47% have said the Broncos. Make sure to vote if you guys have not already done so. I took the Bills by a score of 23-16. Nope, what am I saying? 23-21. Sorry. But we will see what the Bills can do here on their second possession. A great drive on their first drive. But Nix, after a 5-for-5 start for 42 yards, he's now 0 for his last 5. I mean, a couple of those drives throws were just throwaways, so I mean, you can't really read too much into that, but just something to note. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial break. The Bills will start on, what did I say, their own 37, I think. We got 14:42 to go in the first half. Yeah, it's their own 37 after a 43-yard punt and a fair catch by McCole Hardman. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial break. So from the 37, the Bills take over for their next possession. Allen under center. Cook is the back. They ran it very well on that first drive. And they'll go back to the ground here. Cook up the middle. And it's another good run, about 5, maybe 6 yards. And a good start to the drive on the ground. The Bills in the last 5 postseasons, they've lost to Patrick Mahomes 4 of the 5 times. The other time they lost to Joe Burrow. But now neither are in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson's not there either. And a lot of people think this is the year they can go all the way. Or at least make it to the Super Bowl. But the Bills in the last 5 postseasons, they're 6-0 against other teams that are not the Bengals or Chiefs. But 0-5 against those 2 teams. Allen going to run here, got a lot of space. Gets a block downfield, and Allen runs somebody over down to the 32-yard line. What a run for Josh Allen. And a huge first down for the Bills. Just nobody open downfield, and he has a ton of space to run. And a huge scramble for Allen. So it is now 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Allen has run for 735 yards in the postseason, which is the most all-time by a quarterback in their playoff career. Oh, ball is out! Fumble by Cook, and the Broncos have it. James Cook fumbles, and the Broncos recovered at the 31-yard line. Wow. Broncos with a huge turnover because the Bills are moving the football again. But Singleton with a huge hit. Cook fumbles, Hufanga recovers, and they got at the 31-yard line. That's a big turnover. And the Bills also had an injured lineman down the field, so hopefully he's okay. But we saw the Broncos fumble in the red zone and not be able to... And the Bills weren't able to recover. This time, the Bills moving the football again. And they're able to... And the Broncos able to capitalize and recover. And now we'll see what the offense does in their third drive. But it is the first turnover of the game. That is one problem James Cook has had this year. Fumbles. I mean, he's fumbled quite a bit. He has fumbled 6 times in the season. He's lost 3 of them. And that's really one thing he can improve on. Because he's a great player, but the fumbles are a little concerning. The Bills also lost a fumble last week against the Jaguars. So that wasn't James Cook. That was the other back on the kick return. That was Ray Davis. But the Bills on this season, they gave it away 19 times, which was about middle of the pack in the NFL. The best was the Bears, who turned it over just 11. The most was the Vikings, who turned it over 30 times. That is what happened when you got J.J. McCarthy at quarterback, and he'll throw 5 picks a game. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. Broncos with the football after the turnover. And we'll see what they can do on their next drive. For Cook, that's his 7th fumble, his 4th one lost. And his 7th fumble is the most among running backs this season. So they'll start on the ground here. McLaughlin up the middle. And he's got a lot of space. A gain of 13. And a first down. Nice run for the Broncos on their first drive. On the first play of the drive. But he was, I believe, the guy who fumbled on the opening drive in the red zone. But the Broncos were able to get that one back. Or actually, no, the Bills, they got that one, but they were offsides. What am I saying? Here's a throw. Oh, wow, that almost got picked by a lineman. He got knocked down, but almost intercepted. As Nick's just trying to throw a swing past the outside. Man, the Broncos kind of lucky right there. That's just incomplete. Knicks 6 straight incompletions after the 5-for-5 start. They're going to go to the ground here. Harvey up the middle, a lot of space, breaks a tackle, and Harvey still on his feet, going to gain 12 and a first down for the Broncos. That has been a problem all year long for the Bills' defense. They're able to stop the run. They have not done that at all. And the Broncos with a couple nice run plays to start this drive. So 1st and 10 from the 44. Play action. Nick's rolling right on the run. Nick's just going to keep himself, and he'll go down after a gain of a yard. So it brings up 2nd and 9 with 12:02 to go in the first half. So 2nd and 9 from the 43. Nick's going to look to throw. Nick's throws over the middle of that pass. Call for a huge gain. Inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line. Marvin Mims up to see him. What a throw by Bo Nix, and a nice catch by Mims as well. And a first down for the Broncos. But a nice pickup right there, and they got it inside the red zone. First down. Marvin Mims in the year caught 37 passes, 322 yards, and a touchdown. A nice pickup right there, down to the 16. They go back to the ground here, and this time Harvey goes nowhere. Lost 2, and it brings up 2nd and 12. Shaq Thompson got in the backfield very quickly on that play. So it's now 2nd and 12. For the Broncos, that was their 3rd play for negative yards. Bills have 1. So from the 18, Nixon shotgun back to his right. And Nick's going to look to throw. Nick's going to keep it himself here, going to try to run. And he's inside the 10. He'll slide a couple yards short of the first down marker. After getting about 10, getting it down to the 8-yard line. But a nice scramble right there for Bo Nix makes it a much more manageable 3rd down. As it's now 3rd and about 2. Bo Nix so far has run for 69 yards, run for 23. That's 92 total yards. And his most recent throw, that was to Mims, finally snapped his incompletion streak. Play action here, Nix to throw. Throws the flat, caught! He found a lineman, and he's in for a touchdown. They bring an extra lineman in the game, and he scores the touchdown, and the Broncos take the lead. Wow. How about that? Frank Crum, the offensive lineman with the touchdown for the Broncos, and they retake the lead. What a play. They throw it to the lineman. Man, what a call by Sean Payton. And a touchdown for the Broncos. 8 plays, 69 yards. They take 3:50 off the clock. And they capitalize off the James Cook fumble. And the Broncos are now back up by 3. As Will Lutz nails the extra point. But what a drive right there for the Broncos, right down the field. And the touchdown to the offensive lineman. And it's now 10-7. With 9:33 to go in the second quarter. But what a play right there. The throw to the lineman for the touchdown. We saw the Packers throw it to the lineman last week. I don't know if that was intentional or not on that play. But that was obviously a crazy play with all the fumbles on that play. How he fumbled and then kicked it 5 yards. And then it went out of bounds. The Bears couldn't recover. But the Broncos throw it to the lineman for the touchdown. And they're now up by 3, 10-7. But that was another nice drive for the Broncos. They've now got a drive of 69 yards and a drive of 64 yards. And the Broncos averaging 5.3 yards per play, 128 total yards so far. Denver just had to calm down. Now it's on. Or it's on now. Yeah. Just had to settle down a little bit. Defense forced turnover. The offense moves football. And they're up by 3. But we'll see how the Broncos, I'm going to confuse these teams all day long because they both start with B. But we'll see how the Bills respond after the fumble and after turning it over and allowing points. As they're now down by 3. And we'll see what they can do on their third possession now. They've moved the ball well both drives. That was the first drive, went right down the field and scored a touchdown. And even on the last drive, they're moving the football before they fumbled. So let's see if they can continue to move the football and if that trend continues. But they're back from commercial here. And the kick is away. And the kick is going to be brought back from about the goal line. And here is the return. And it's a pretty solid return as Ray Davis gets it back to the 33-yard line. Oh, we got a flag down. We'll see what that is. So we got an illegal block in the back against the Bills. That'll back them up and wipe off a pretty solid return. So the Bills offense back on the field and they'll start at their own 15-yard line after the penalty. We got 9:27 to go in the first half. So Allen in shotgun back to his left. Here for the Bills. They've also got a new center into the game after McGovern got hurt on the fumble. Allen going deep down the field here, and it is overthrown, trying to get it to Brandon Cooks. But threw it a little bit too far, and it brings up 2nd and 10. Their center, Connor McGovern, being evaluated for concussion. So hopefully he's okay. So they've got a new center into the game. That's always something to watch. So Allen in shotgun here. And he'll hand it off. Cook up the middle. And Cook a nice run. He gains 9. Getting to the 26-yard line. Holds on to the ball that time. And brings up 3rd and short for the Bills. James Cook has already run for 51 yards today, after only running for 46 last week. So 3rd and short for the Bills. Allen under center. And they're going to sneak it again. This time Allen goes to the left side, and he's got the first down easily. The Broncos think he'll go right up the middle. Instead he goes to the left, and he gains 3 and a first down. So 1st down for the Bills. 8:15 to go in the first half. Allen under center. Cook is the back from the 29-yard line. They bring Cooks in motion. And they'll hand it off. Here's Cook up the middle. And James Cook going to gain about 7. And someone gets body slammed at the end of the play. But it brings up a 2nd and 5. The Broncos' run defense second best in the NFL. Their longest 91.1 rush yards per game. But today they've already allowed 93 yards per game. Or yards on the ground. So that is definitely not good. And 93 rushing yards in the first half seems like a ton. I mean, it really is. But that is not good for the Bronco defense. Allen going to look to throw here, and he throws the flat for Cook. Got a lot of space after the catch. Inside Bronco territory, he's knocked down at the 42-yard line. But a big catch and run for James Cook. And a first down for the Bills. They faked to Cooks. Usually you see a lot of teams do this on 3rd and 4th and short. This time they do it on 2nd and 5. And it ends up being a big catch and run for James Cook. He's now got 80 total yards, 56 rushing, 24 receiving. So 1st and 10 from the 42. Allen going to look to throw. Steps up, throws outside, and that pass caught by Dawson Knox. And he's got another first down as he picks up 11. And a first down for the Bills. But this has been another good drive, and they continue to move the football. But that was also a really nice play by Josh Allen to even be able to get a throw off right there, because he did not have much time. But a 1st and 10 now on the 30. Allen in shotgun got Ray Davis to his left. It's been a 6-play, 53-yard drive so far. Shakir goes in motion, and Allen going to look to throw. Pump fakes. Allen is going to get sacked. You're back at the 37-yard line. He goes down for the sack, and it brings up 2nd and long. It is the first sack of the day for the Bronco defense. I mean, Allen just did not have much of a chance in this play. There's nowhere to go with the ball, and the pocket just collapses. It's the 42nd time he's been sacked this season. So 2nd and 17. Allen sets up the screen for Shakir, who gets a block and turns inside, and he gets the sack yardage back, getting it back to the 30-yard line, but it's still 3rd and 10 from the 30 with 5:10 to go in the first half. So 3rd and 10 here for the Bills. They're 2 for 3 on 3rd down so far. An empty backfield for Josh Allen. Broncos rush 4. Allen throws outside. It is called for a first down. Nice throw and catch as he finds Brandon Cooks for a gain of 15. And they move to 6 on 3rd down. Brandon Cooks actually turned into a pretty big piece of this offense for the Bills. I mean, it makes sense because all the other receivers are hurt, but he had some pretty nice catches over the past few weeks. He has 40 career postseason catches, which is most all-time by a receiver without a touchdown. That's pretty interesting. So from the 15, Allen under center, and they'll go to the ground here with James Cook. And Cook running to the left side, we'll gain about a yard. So it brings up 2nd down and 8. 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. It's been a 10-play, 70-yard drive so far for the Bills. They've taken 5:45 off the clock. So again, an empty backfield for Josh Allen. And the snap gets rolled to him. Allen collects it, steps up, and Allen going to try to run, but he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. A nice play right there with the Bronco defense. They stop him from taking off for probably a huge gain. And it brings up 3rd and long here for the Bills. But that play never really got off to a good start with a bad snap. So it is now a 3rd and 9. With 2.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Allen in shotgun back to his left. Allen going to look to throw. Gets pressure, going to roll to his right. And Allen on the run. Now stiff arms guy. Throws to the end zone. It's called for. Oh, it's dropped by Coleman. It got dropped by Keon Coleman at the back of the end zone. It wouldn't really matter because there's going to be a flag on the play. It's most likely going to be a holding call. But wow. That is the second time we've seen a team drop a great throw in the end zone. We saw the Broncos have that happen before. And that would have actually cost them a touchdown. This one wouldn't have mattered because the holding call would have brought it back. I mean, I really don't know how you don't catch that. It hits him right in the hands. He's wide open. And Coleman just drops it. But the Broncos actually decline the penalty and make it 4th down. And it brings on Matt Prater for a 33-yard field goal to try to tie the game at 10. And the kick for Prater is right down the middle. So it is 10-10 as the Bills tied up with a little over 2 minutes to go in the first half. Yeah, 2:13 to go. We're tied up at 10. But I mean, that is another drive for the Broncos, or sorry, for the Bills, where they're able to move the ball against this Broncos defense. Because even though they only settled for 3 right here, they still moved the football effectively. As they go 13 plays, 69 yards. And they already have 168 total yards, and they're averaging 6.2 yards per play. 74 passing, 94 rushing. And it's another drive where they're able to move the football effectively and pretty much get down the field. But now we got about 2 minutes left in the first half, and we'll see what the Broncos can do here. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. Got the 2-minute warning as well. 2:13 to go to be exact. But so far, results in the poll, 62% of guys said the Bills will win, 38% have said the Broncos. Again, be sure to vote if you've not already done so. Hold on 1 second. Alright, so now they're back from commercial. We got 2:13 to go into the first half. Game tied at 10. So the Bills will kick it off. And the Broncos get it back. So the kick is away. And it is going to be brought back from about the 2-yard line. And here's McLaughlin on the return. He gets a couple blocks. And he brings it back to the 29. So that is where the Broncos take over. 2:06 to go in the first half. So they probably got a play. And then the 2-minute warning. So what you really could do is you could run the football right here. Because obviously the clock's going to stop anyway. So I think that probably makes the most sense. Especially knowing how effectively you can run the ball against a bad run defense. But 1st and 10 from the 30. And Nick's going to look to throw off play action. And he throws to the outside. It's incomplete behind Cortland Sutton. And it's 2nd and 10. So now that stops the clock with 2:01 to go. So there will be one more play before the 2-minute warning. Man, that was just not a good throw for Bo Nix. threw it behind the receiver. See, now that's why I don't like throwing it right there. Because if you now run the ball, or even if you throw it, the clock's going to stop either way at the end of this play. And then, say you throw another incompletion or you run for like 2 yards. Then you're at 3rd and long, and the Bills are going to get the ball back, most likely. But Nick's going to throw here, and he throws underneath. That pass going to be caught by Evan Ingram for a gain of about 7. And it stops the clock with 1:55 to go in the first half, as we reach the 2-minute warning. But, I mean, now you're still in a tough spot for the Broncos, because if you don't get this, the Bills are going to call a timeout. They'll get the ball back with like 1:50 and a timeout to work with. And they'll try to get points before halftime. Plus, they get the ball to start the second half. So that first down incompletion really kind of messed you up. Because, I mean, I would like to just take it to the 2-minute warning right away. And then you can figure out how you want to play it. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. Game tied at 10. With 1:55 to go in the first half. Both teams with 2 timeouts left. But the Broncos have it with a 3rd and about 3 on their own 37-ish. Yeah, 3rd and 3 on their own 37. Bo Nix is 8 for 15, 83 yards, and a touchdown. Allen 8 for 10, 81 yards and a touchdown. Hey, what happened here? Hold on 1 second. Let's go refresh the page. Now it won't load again. Hold on. Let me try that again. Alright, so apparently my internet's just really slow right now. Maybe it'll load this time. Sorry about that. The good news is they're at commercial, though. Alright, yeah, now they're back. But the Broncos picked up the first down. Sorry that wouldn't load. But they pick up the first down to the 43-yard line. And now Nick's going to throw, 1:30 to go. And Nick's ball comes out on the hit. And they're going to say, wait, they're rolling as a fumble. The clock stays running. They might have ruled that a live football. Matt Milano came away with it. Nix is saying he threw it. Yeah, now it's ruled incomplete. And they're going to have to put time back on the clock. Yeah, Greg Rousseau came around the blind side and hit him. But it looks like he had it just long enough before the... And he had it just long enough for the arm to start coming forward before he let go. But it's an incomplete pass. They put 5 seconds back on the clock, so 1:21 to go. And it's now 2nd and 10. So Nick's going to look to throw here. And he sidearms one underneath. That pass caught by Beatty. And he'll get to the 49-yard line. A gain of about 6. Minute 15 to go in the first half is a 3rd and 3 here for the Broncos. So Nixon shotgun back to his left. Broncos 3 for 6 on 3rd down. A look to throw. Bills bring 5. Nick steps up. Nick's going to try to run for a first down. He's got it. And he'll try to get to the outside. And he's out of bounds. And he'll stop the clock with 56 seconds left. After getting about 7 on the scramble. So nice run right there for Bo Nix. And a first down for the Broncos. And he's able to stop the clock as well. Both teams still with 2 timeouts. So 1st and 10 here. Nix has already run it 8 times for 29 yards. This guy's going to have like 50 carries in this game. I mean, 8 carries is already a lot, especially in the first half. Here's a delayed handoff. Beatty gets it to the left side, and he gains 8. A flag is down, though. And it's a hold against the offense. That'll back him up 10. Not a good penalty right there. Especially if you're trying to get towards field goal range. At the end of the half, obviously. So it's 1st and 20 after the penalty. With 51 seconds left in the first half. The Broncos have 1,149 penalty yards this year, which is most in the NFL. So they now have the ball on their own 46. Nick's going to look to throw. Nix checks down underneath R.J. Harvey, who makes the catch and gets a pretty nice pickup to the 45-yard line. Clock's still running. Actually, now the clock stops with 44 seconds left. So it's a gain of 10 for Harvey and a timeout by the Broncos. Their second of the half. Stops the clock with 44 seconds left. And for a 2nd and 10. So now 2 timeouts for the Bills, 1 for the Broncos. But we're gonna look at what the career long is for Will Lutz. Let's see. I mean, you're also in Denver, so the air is a little bit thinner. You got to keep that in mind as well. So maybe he can hit from a few yards longer than his career long. But Lutz on the season, his long is 57. And in his career, his long is 60. Which he hit back in 2022 when he was with the Saints. On the season from at least 50 plus, he's 4 for 6. And during his time in Denver, or with the Broncos, from 50 plus, he is, let's see. I'm going to add this up real quick. He is 12 for 18 from 50 plus. So not amazing, but not terrible either. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. So 2nd and 10. And the Bills call time. Why did the Bills call timeout? Maybe they had too many guys on the field or something? I'm not really sure, but the Bills call timeout right after the Broncos call timeout. So that was each team with 1 timeout remaining. And there's still 44 seconds left in the first half. It's been a 7-play, 26-yard drive so far. They've taken a minute 23 off the clock. So Nick's in the pistol. Harvey is the back from the 44-yard line. Nick's going to look to throw, roll to his right. And Nick's on the run. Throws, oh wow, dangerous throw. Ends up incomplete. He tries to fit into a very tight window to Cortland Sutton. But ends up being 3rd and 10. Broncos pretty lucky that wasn't picked. Lewis was the defender who broke it up. Now he's down in the play. So hopefully he's okay. But it is now 3rd and 10 for the Broncos with 38 seconds left in the first half. But they'll go to another commercial as hopefully the injured player Lewis is okay. But the Broncos were very lucky that pass was not intercepted because it very well could have been. But it is now 3rd and 10. According to the target line they have on the field, there's 2 more yards till field goal range. So we'll see how the Broncos play it here on 3rd down. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. The Bills got the ball to start the second half, so I mean, points here for the Broncos would definitely be ideal. I mean, even if they didn't get the ball, even if the Broncos got the ball, you still want points here. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. Wait in the first half. Oh, because the injury happened with a running clock, that forced the Bills to use their 3rd and final timeouts. They're now out of timeouts with 38 seconds left in the first half. So here is a 3rd and 10 for the Broncos on the Bills' 44. The Bills crowd the line of scrimmage and show blitz. Nick's in shotgun back to his right. The Bills bring 4. Nix steps up, throws, call for a first down. He finds Marvin Mims for the catch to the 30-yard line. And the clock now stops with 31 seconds left. Looks like the Broncos called their 3rd and final timeout, although I'm not gonna lie, I don't love that call of a timeout right there. It's a nice throw and catch. Nix finds Mims, but I don't really like calling timeout because it seems like they're in a good spot to get on the ball quickly and spike it, or run another play. But now you call your final timeout, and you don't have time to, or you don't have one more to stop the clock and potentially kick a field goal if you need to at the end of the half. So I don't love calling timeout right there. But they end up putting a second back on the clock, so there's now 32 seconds left in the half. So from the 30-yard line, Nixon shotgun back to his right. Very condensed formation here for the Broncos. Nix gets pressured, and he just throws it at the feet of Ingram, and it's incomplete. Just had to get rid of that one. See, but that's another reason I don't like using timeout on that previous play. Because I know you don't want to take a sack, and you're going to do everything you can to prevent taking a sack, but just say it happens. That's going to take a lot of time off the clock by the time you get everyone back to the ball and spike it. So I still don't like calling that timeout after the previous play. But it is now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Obviously, Nix did a good job to throw that away. He rolls to his right here. Nix sets his feet, goes deep down the field, into the end zone, call for a touchdown. Will Jordan Humphrey with the catch. He dropped one before. He's got the touchdown here, and the Broncos take the lead before the half. A really nice play. Bo Nix with a nice throw. Humphrey catches the touchdown this time, and they take the lead with 22 seconds left in the first half. But a really nice play. A 30-yard touchdown from Nix to Humphrey. Oh man, he got hit hard after he threw that one. But a perfect throw for Nix, a nice catch for Humphrey. 11 plays, 70 yards. They take 1:45 off the clock. And the Broncos take the lead, and they're up by 7 for their largest lead of the day. But a really nice play. And it's now 17-10 with 22 seconds left in the first half. And that drive also ends up really doing a great job for the Broncos, because now the Bills are out of timeouts. They got 20 seconds left, so there's not really a huge opportunity to put a drive together right here. But Will Jordan Humphrey with a big touchdown there before halftime. And the Bills will get it back here. Down by 7 with 22 seconds left before halftime. But they do get the ball to start the second half, so that is something. But overall, if you're the Broncos here, I think you got to be really happy with the way the offense has played the first half. 17 first half points. I mean, I know you're not playing against the best defense in the NFL, but that's still pretty good. You've thrown it well, you've run it well. I think you got to be pretty happy with how it's gone. So Davis fields this from the 4, and on the return, Ray Davis will bring it back to exactly the 30-yard line. So that is where the Bills will take over for the next drive. 16 seconds left in the half. So let's see how aggressive the Bills are right here. Matt Prater's got a pretty big leg. Maybe they're going to try for a long field goal. Allen going to throw. Allen going to step up and try to run. They're out of timeouts, so they're going to have to spike this. Oh, Allen fumbles it. It goes backwards. Oh, it's recovered by the Broncos. Wait a minute, Broncos have it. They get down. There's 2 seconds on the clock, and they can kick a field goal before halftime. Wow, that is a bad turnover for Josh Allen. That could not be worse right there before halftime for the Bills. He's looking around trying to figure out if there's a way he can get out of bounds, but there's not. So his arm gets hit. He's not holding the ball very securely. And the Broncos have it, and they can kick a field goal before halftime. Well, that is a terrible play for the Bills before the half. So now here is Will Lutz and the field goal team for the Broncos with 2 seconds left before halftime. They try to extend the lead and make it a 10-point game. Man, that is a bad turnover for the Bills. Now, that's not the easiest field goal, 50 yards. But the kick for Lutz is still good. So it is now 20-10, and the Broncos with a great end of the first half as they find themselves up 10 at halftime. And the Bills got the ball to start the second half. But man, that is not a good end to the first half for the Bills. Because, I mean, you allow the touchdown, that's already not great, but then you fumble it. You have Josh Allen turn it over for the first time in his last 7 postseason games, and the Broncos get 3 points out of it. The Bills, they've also lost 7 straight playoff games when trailing at the half. Their last win came in 1993 against the Raiders. So that is a long time ago. But the Bills, they snapped their streak of playoff road losses last week. Maybe they can snap their streak of losing at halftime in the playoffs this week. But the Broncos lead 20-10, and I mean, this is a really good first half for the Broncos. I mean, I don't really think it could have gone much better. I mean, I guess you could say you don't have the Bills move the football as effectively, but I mean, if you told the Broncos that they would be up 10 at halftime over the Bills, I mean, I think you got to be pretty happy with that. So, overall, all things considered, I think a pretty good first half for the Broncos. Now, the Bills definitely not out of it. They get the ball to start the second half, but we'll see what they can do when they get the ball in the third quarter. But I'm going to take a quick break and use the bathroom to fill my water. I've also got to eat dinner during halftime, so it'll be a little bit longer because I got to bring my dinner downstairs. But, yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes. Alright, I'm finally back. Sorry, that took forever. But I'm finally back here. We've got the Broncos up 10 at halftime. But the Bills got the ball to start the second half. Now, as far as an updated score prediction goes, I don't know. Before the Bills' disaster to end the half, I was going to say I'll still take the Bills, but now I'm not really sure because I'm down 10. It's still very doable, but the Broncos have all the momentum right now, so I'm not so sure. You know, I'm going to go switch my prediction to the Broncos. I just trust the defense to make a stop. Even though the Bills have moved the football, they've only got 10 points, despite having close to 200 yards. So, I'm going to switch my prediction to the Broncos. I should have just stuck with my original prediction. I'm going to see if that ends up happening. But, I'm going to switch my prediction from the Bills. I originally took them 23-21. And I'll take the Broncos by a score of... Let's go... We'll go 33 to 20... 33-24? That seems kind of one-sided. We'll go 33-27. That'll be the updated score prediction. And then we'll also go over some stats from the first half. And we'll start off with player stats for the Bills. Let me just pull them up real quick. Alright, so Josh Allen went 8 for 10, 81 yards, and a touchdown in the first half. He also got sacked 2 times. On the ground for the Bills, they ran the ball really effectively. Cook ran it 10 times for 57 yards. Allen 6 for 41. As a team for the Bills, that's 16 carries, 98 yards. And 6.1 yards per carry. Then receiving for the Bills, James Cook, 1 catch, 24 yards. Khalil Shakir is 3 for 21. Cooks has 2 for 20. Dawson Knox 1 for 12. Nicole Hardman 1 for 4 and a touchdown. And Keon Coleman 1 target but 0 catches. That was a drop in the end zone. Then for the Broncos, Bo Nix went 13 for 23, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions or sacks. Then on the ground for the Broncos, Nix ran it 8 times for 29 yards. He's their leading rusher. And outside of Bo Nix running the football, they ran the ball just 4 times with their running backs. McLaughlin ran it 2 times for 19 yards. Harvey ran it 2 times for 10 yards. So a very pass-heavy approach so far for the Broncos. And then receiving for the Broncos, Marvin Mims has 3 catches for 48 yards. Will Jordan Humphrey 2 catches, 33 yards and a touchdown. Pat Bryant has 3 for 32. RJ Harvey 2 for 16. Frank Crum has 1 for 7 and a touchdown. Evan Ingram has 1 for 7. Tyler Beatty 1 catch, 7 yards. And then Cortland Sutton, Adam Troutman, and Jaleel McLaughlin both have at least 1 target but 0 catches. And then team stats from the first half. 12 first downs for the Broncos, 11 for the Bills. Broncos went 5 for 8 on third down. The Bills went 3 for 5. Both teams perfect 1 for 1 on fourth down. The Broncos outgaining the Bills 208 to 172. While the Bills more yards per play at 6.1 to 5.9. The Broncos more passing yards 150 to 74. The Bills more rushing yards 98 compared to 58. And both teams 1 touchdown and 2 red zone trips. And turnovers, 2 turnovers for the Bills. Both those lost fumbles. 0 for the Broncos. And time possession 16-26 for the Bills. 13-34 for the Broncos. But the second half kicks off here. Ray Davis brings it back to the 24-yard line. So great kick coverage there for the Broncos. And that is where the Bills will start for the first drive here in the second half. But But let's see how the Bills respond here. Down by 10. They have not won a playoff game when trailing at halftime since 1993. It's a long time ago. So Allen comes out under center, and they'll hand it off to Cook, who goes nowhere. He stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. A good start to the drive for the Bronco defense. For Josh Allen, his fumble was his first giveaway in his last 427 postseason snaps. He does not turn the ball over much in the playoffs, but that was a bad fumble for him at the end of the half. So 2nd and 10. Allen going to look to throw here. Allen gets pressured. Ball is out on the hit. The ball is free. Again, it's still free. The Broncos trying to scoop it up. I've got no idea who has this. And it is Bronco football. Allen loses his second fumble in 3 plays. And the Broncos have it deep inside Bills territory with 14 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Wow. Josh Allen, who had not turned it over in 425 snaps in the postseason, has now 2 turnovers in his last 3 plays. And the Broncos have a deep inside Bills territory and an opportunity to add to this lead. And it's over the ball inside the red zone at the 18-yard line. But that's another huge turnover. Nick Bonito forces the fumble. Roach recovers. And they've got it inside the red zone. Wow. Those are 2 huge turnovers forced by this Broncos defense. That is not good right there for Josh Allen and the Bills. So Nick's in shotgun back to his left here. From the 17, Nick's going to look to throw. And Nick throws the flat for Harvey, who's hit hard but stays on his feet. And Harvey will gain about 6 yards on the play, getting down to the 11-yard line. Nice catch and run. Matt Milano hit him hard back near the line of scrimmage, but he's able to bounce off that and gain another 6 yards. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. So 2nd and 4. Nick's in shotgun back to his left. Play clock at 1. We'll get the play off. As a run play here, Harvey is going to gain just a yard as he stopped at the 10-yard line. Brings up 3rd and 3. Thoughts on the game so far? Well, it's interesting. I thought the Bills had played pretty well and the offense moved the football, but after the couple turnovers on their last few plays, it has not been great. But overall, I think the Broncos have played really well. And they're in a good spot. So 3rd and 3 here for the Bills. Sorry, for the Broncos. 4 straight conversions on 3rd down. Here's a toss to McLaughlin to the right side. He's got nowhere to go. Makes the guy miss. And he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. So it brings up 4th down. Broncos playing well, forcing turnovers. Yeah, they've allowed the Broncos... Why do I keep confusing them? They've allowed the Bills to move the football a little bit, but they've done a good job just keeping them off the board. Whether it's turnovers or whatever it is. Only allowing 10 points is pretty good. So 4th and 4. The Broncos going to go for here from the 10-yard line. Nick's under center. Harvey is the back. Are they actually going to snap this? No, they're going to... They're going to take the delay right here and kick a field goal. Like, I would have been pretty surprised if they went for it right there. If it was like 4th and 1 or 2, I can understand it, but if it was 4th and a full 4 yards, I would take the points. And obviously, it does stink you can only get 3 out of the turnover when you're pretty much gifted the ball in field goal range. But if you're the Broncos here, you'll just take the points anybody can get them. So Will Lutz here for a 33-yard field goal. And his field goal, wow, that was a lot closer than it needed to be. But just inside the right upright. And it's now 23-10. So the Broncos, they get points off the turnover. Not a touchdown like they'd like, but it's now 23-10. They're up by 13. And the Bills will get it back. But if you're the Bills, you've also got to be pretty happy with your defense on that drive. Being able to get a stop and hold them to 3. When they were pretty much given points. Alright, I'm going to try to start eating during some of these commercial breaks, so hope you guys don't mind that. And I've got this question ready, but thoughts on Harbaugh. I love it. I mean, the Giants, they have not won games. Harbaugh wins games. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is the Giants pretty much fired Brian Daboll because he blew too many leads. John Harbaugh kind of does the same thing, but I mean, overall, it's a great hire. He's the best guy available. He was easily the top choice for 90% of teams looking for a coach. I love it. And we're getting Todd Monken as offensive coordinator as well, so also like that move that John Harbaugh is bringing with him. I like the future of the Giants. Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm very hopeful. Hopefully, that eventually turns into success for the Giants, and it's not just, oh yeah, I think they can be good next year. But I do think they've got a very bright future. You've got your coach. You've got a very good young core. Yeah, I think they got a very bright future. But the kickoff here gets brought back to about the 25-yard line. So again, good kick coverage by the Broncos. But let's see what the Bills can do here. They fumbled twice in their last 3 plays, and they fumbled 3 times on the day. Broncos have 13 points off turnovers. So I mean, if they didn't have those 13 points, it would be 10-10. Here's a throw of the flat, and it's off the hands of Cook, and incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10. I mean, that was a tough catch, but still probably should have been made. So here is a 2nd and 10 for the Broncos. From the 29, Allen going to look to throw. Allen has time. Allen steps up. And he throws the flat caught by Kincaid. His first catch of the game. He's got a lot of space after the catch. Down the sideline. Out of bounds near midfield. A lot of space to run for Kincaid and a first down for the Bills. Hoping Jeff Halfway stays. Yeah, I'm not looking so likely right now. I think I read he's one of the favorites for the Dolphins job. Obviously makes sense because you guys had somebody else from the front office go there to take their job as a GM. But yeah, I mean, I'd want him to stay too if I was a Packer fan, although I just don't think it's super likely at this point. So Allen under center will toss it to Cook to the right side. And Cook going to gain about 2 on the play. Getting to the 46. So it brings up 2nd and 8 with 10.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. The Bills are going to run for an even 100 yards. Broncos run for 59. So 2nd and 8 here for the Bills. Allen in shotgun, Cook to his left. And he'll look to throw. Allen pump fakes, now throws outside. There's Kincaid again. His second catch of the drive, and he picks up 7. And brings up 3rd and short for the Bills. So here's a sneak for the Bills on 3rd and 1. And they'll move the sticks as Allen converts the sneak. And it's first down Bills. Allen makes the guy miss in the backfield. Oh, huge hit. He finds Knox over the middle, who takes a huge hit, but holds on to the football. And he had to pick up 8. And it brings up 2nd down here for the Bills. Hufanga, who recovered a fumble before, put a huge hit on him right there. But Knox holds on to the ball, and luckily he seems to be perfectly fine. So it's 2nd and 3 for the Bills. Allen under center. Cook is the back from the 30. Here's Cook up the middle, breaks a tackle. Cook inside the 20, down to the 18. Nice run there for James Cook. And a first down for the Bills. Cook has played well. He's had a nice game. Didn't play very well last week, but having a much better game this week. Despite the fumble, which he almost actually fumbled again right there. But it's been a 7-play, 54-yard drive so far for the Bills. They got the ball inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. 1st and 10. Play clock at 3. Here's a throw underneath. That pass is caught by Shakir for a gain of 9. Getting down at the 10-yard line brings up 2nd and 1. You need 2 more catches for Shakir. Well, there's one of them right there. Or did you mean 2 more after that? But either way, there's a catch for him on that play. He's got 4 catches for 30 yards. So 2nd and short here for the Bills. Allen under center. Cook is the back. 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Allen throws that pass. Caught by Coleman. Makes the guy miss. Dives towards the end zone. He's in. Touchdown Bills. Keon Coleman with the touchdown catch. And the Bills cut it to a 1-score game. It's a 10-yard touchdown for Keon Coleman. And the Bills right back in it. Yeah, great effort right there by Keon Coleman. To lunge towards the end zone and not go down. But he is definitely in. And it's a touchdown for the Bills. It is his 5th touchdown of the year, his first since week 13. And it is now 23-17, as the extra point is good. So the Bills right back in it. It's now a 6-point game. And they're only down 6 with 6:49 to go in the third quarter. Coleman touchdown is something I would not expect. Yeah, me neither. He put up a 7-leg parlay this week. Wow. Pretty good. I guess Shakir catches one of the things he got on there. Yeah, Keon Coleman touchdown is pretty surprising. He almost had one before, but he dropped it. So, I can definitely understand the surprise. Shakir over 5.5 receptions. Yeah, I think we'll probably get there. Especially since they like to go to him in these, especially later in the game. Although, I mean, you never know. Don't know how he dropped that catch. Yeah, I don't know how he dropped that one in the end zone either. That was like the easiest catch we'll ever get. Yet he finds a way to drop it. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial here. The Broncos will get it back. Now only up by 6. And we'll see how they respond here. But that is another drive for the Bills where they're able to move the ball pretty effectively. So the kick is touchback and will come out to the 35. That is where the Bills will take over. Sam Darnold is physically active for the Seahawks for tonight's game. That is definitely good news for him. And the Seahawks, after he was popped up with the oblique injury. Yeah, I just saw that. Right when you put that in the chat. But 1st and 10 here for the Broncos. Bo Nix in the day, 14 for 24, 156 yards and 2 touchdowns. They motion RJ Harvey out wide and they empty the backfield. Bills show pressure, they bring 5. Nix gets pressured, throws up the seam, it's incomplete. And 2nd and 10. Stops the clock with 6:45 to go in the third quarter. So 2nd and 10 here for the Broncos after the incompletion. Nix in shotgun, Harvey to his right. And they'll go to the ground here. Harvey with some space. And RJ Harvey going to gain 5 before he's stopped by Matt Milano at the 40. So it brings up a 3rd and 5 here for the Broncos. Broncos, they've scored on 4 straight drives. Touchdown, touchdown, field goal, field goal. Although both field goal drives, they were gifted the ball in field goal range. Obviously, the one before halftime, and then the last drive after the fumble. But we'll see if they can make that 5 in a row with points. So 3rd and 5. Empty backfield for Bo Nix. They bring Mims in motion. Broncos. Oh, it's picked off by a lineman. Nix gets picked off by a defensive lineman. And the Bills have it inside Bronco territory. How about that? An interception by a defensive lineman. We've seen an offensive lineman catch a touchdown in this game, and now a defensive lineman comes away with an interception. Wow. I mean, he's just trying to get it to Ingram underneath, but the lineman jumps up and picks it off. It's 96 Walker who makes the interception, and that is a huge play by a Bills defender. It is the 12th interception of the season for Bo Nix. And I'm pretty sure that's the first one to throw to a defensive lineman. So here's a throw out to Shakir. Although he's taken down for a loss of about 3 on the play. McMillan stops him. And it's actually going to be a loss of 4. So 2nd and 14, Allen goes deep down the field. It's picked off! And picked off inside the 10-yard line. On the return, down the sideline. Brought back to the 38-yard line. Wow, that is the 3rd turnover of the game for Josh Allen. Nix throws the interception, and 2 plays later, Allen throws it right back. And the Broncos have it at about their own 35-yard line. It's underthrown by Josh Allen, gets picked off. And it's his 3rd turnover of the game. Man, he is not playing very well. Having all kinds of problems against this defense. That's the 4th turnover of the game forced by this Broncos defense. Wow. If Allen throws this more over the top and more, just throws it more, it might be a touchdown if he throws it like towards the back of the end zone. But he throws it like way short, and it's picked off. Broncos got a break there. Yeah, they got very lucky because if the Bills score a touchdown right there, they take the leads. The Broncos very, very lucky with the interception. So that's the 5th combined turnover of the game. And we've seen 4 turnovers combined in the last, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is the 4th turnover in the last 22 plays between the 2 teams combined. For the Bills, it's their 3rd turnover in their last 14 plays. Yeah, Bills have 4 turnovers. They've lost 3 fumbles, and then that was the pick Josh Allen just threw. We've seen 4 turnovers combined in the last 10 minutes and 7 seconds. It's kind of a lot. So Nick's going to look to throw here, and on the move he throws behind and at the feet of his intended receiver, and it's 2nd and 10. Tight end Adam Troutman was the closest one to it. Like, they go back to the interception again. It's just a terrible throw for Josh Allen. Like, it's short. It's way underthrown. And it allows the defender, or the defensive back, to undercut it and pick it off. The Broncos go to the ground here. McLaughlin gets it up the middle for about 2 yards. And brings up 3rd and 8 for the Broncos. With 4:35 to go in the third quarter. Nix throws outside, caught by Mims, makes the guy miss, has a lot of space after the catch now. And he stopped inside Bill territory at the 41-yard line. A first down for the Broncos, and a big catch and run. But a nice 3rd down conversion right there, as they move the 6 on 3rd and 8. And they get inside Bills territory to the 41-yard line. Marvin Mims today, 67 receiving yards. After averaging 21.5 throughout the regular season. Per game, that is. 21.5 per game. They go to the ground here with Harvey up the middle. And he stopped for a very short gain. Got just a yard. Marvin Mims is really a player I thought would have a better year. He really started to break out at the end of last season. I think he had like 500 yards in the second half of the season last year. And I thought that could carry over and he could be like a very solid slot receiver for the Broncos, but he wasn't really super productive as a receiver. Obviously, he's still a great player and very dynamic with the ball in his hands, but I just thought the production would be a little bit higher for him. But here is a 2nd and 9. Nix gets pressured. And Nix throws outside, incomplete. Prentice with the diving attempt at it, but it's 3rd down. So 3rd and 9 here for the Broncos. Bills show blitz. And they bring 5. Nix gets pressured, steps up. Nix on the move, shovel passes forward, but it's not nearly far enough. And it's incomplete. It brings up 4th and 9. So the Bills brought the blitz. Nix got pressured, and then he's pretty much had no chance. So the Broncos actually going to punt it away right here. Instead of trying to kick a field goal. Would be a 57-yarder from right here. I don't know if I love that. I mean, it could also be some kind of fake. But no, they will punt it. And it gets fair call at the 15-yard line. So, I mean, you got 25 yards of field position right there. It's not very good. I kind of like attempting a long field goal right there because on the Bills, they still move the football when they don't turn it over. So I think you might need points. Now, obviously, 57 yards is no guarantee. We're almost like the Broncos were going to fake it. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, 57 yards is no guarantee. 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 you've got Sean Payton, who's obviously known for doing stuff on special teams. You're in a weird spot to punt. If it was like 4th and 4, I could definitely understand them faking it. Although it would have also been a lot more obvious there because then you could just go for it if it's 4th and 4. You would have played it safe. Yeah, I mean, I see it both ways. Because your defense is playing well, forcing a lot of turnovers. But when you're not forcing turnovers, the Bills are still averaging 6 yards a play. And they're moving the football, so. I don't know. I definitely see it both ways right there. Because obviously, 57-yard field goal is not easy, but you also don't really want to be punting from your opponent's 40-yard line. Oh, this is interesting. So I just pulled up this article about the Giants and John Harbaugh because I saw somebody tweet about it. There's this thing in here that says, as part of Harbaugh's New York agreement, he will report to Giants ownership and not to Joe Shane. That's very strange. I mean, I guess it's because he probably doesn't really like Joe Shane. A lot of people don't and want him fired. But that also gives them an opportunity to not really have to change a whole ton if they do fire Joe Shane somewhat soon. But the Bills start this next drive with a toss to the right side for James Cook. And he gains about 6. So here is a 2nd down and 3 with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Allen under center. Cook is the back. Another handoff. Cook up the middle. He'll gain 2, maybe 3. Very close to a first down. Yeah, they're going to mark him just short. So it'll be 3rd and 1. The Packers have officially extended Matt LaFleur to a multi-year extension. That's pretty interesting. Just saw that. Another sneak here on 3rd and short for the Bills. Allen moves the sticks. He got 2 and a first down. So 1st and 10 here for the Bills, under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Allen under center. Cook is the back from the 26-yard line. Bring a receiver in motion. And another handoff. Cook bouncing outside, trying to turn the corner. He'll get the edge and he'll gain 13. And a first down for the Bills. Another nice run on the ground. That's close to 135 rushing yards for him against the 2nd best run defense in the NFL. So first down for the Bills. They don't have to run a play before the quarter ends. And they won't. But we go to the fourth quarter, 23-17. The Broncos lead. But the Bills very much in it, only down by 6. Despite 4 turnovers. And they've got the football. And still a whole quarter to play. So 23-17. As we go to the fourth. In a very close game. So, I mean, pretty much how I expected this game to play out. I thought it'd be pretty close. Didn't expect the Bills to turn over 4 times, but despite that, still a very close game. And we'll have to see if that continues in the fourth quarter. But we wait for them to come back from commercial as we go to the fourth quarter. Broncos up by 6. And we'll have to see if they can hold on. Now, they've been great in the fourth quarter this year. A lot of close games that they've been able to win late in the fourth quarter. Maybe this is another one, but I mean, it's also the playoffs now. Some of the teams they're playing are a lot better, so we'll have to see which way this one ends up going. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. Alright, while we wait for them to come back, I'm going to go get tissue real quick. Be back in 10 seconds. Alright, so I actually missed the first play of the quarter because the stream got set behind, so sorry about that. But it is now a 2nd and 10. The first play of the quarter was an incompletion. Here's a quick throw caught by Shakir. He makes a guy miss. Shakir into the secondary, still on his feet, makes another guy miss. Cutting back inside the 20, still on his feet, and he's finally stopped at the 16-yard line. A huge catch and run for Khalil Shakir, and a big first down for the Bills. They now have it deep inside Bronco territory, inside the red zone. Wow. This is a great job by Shakir after the catch. Makes one guy miss. Actually makes 2 guys miss. And that is a huge catch and run for the Bills. Wow. 46 yards. It's the longest play by either side so far. Now the Bills go to the ground. Here's Cook up the middle for a gain of about 3. Shakir had 12 catches last week against the Jaguars. He's already got 6 so far today. Although not already, it is the fourth quarter, but he's very active so far. Here's a throw incomplete through the hands of Curtis Samuel. And brings up 3rd and 7. But something really impressive when they showed Shakir's numbers in the playoffs so far is he has caught every single target. He caught all 12 targets last week. He's caught all 6 so far this week. That is really impressive. Like, obviously, he's a very reliable receiver and doesn't drop many passes, but I mean, that's also, you can just have a target, like, the quarterback just throws it away, and you're the receiver in the area. That's a target, so that's pretty impressive that he's caught 100% of his targets so far in the postseason. 3rd and 7 for the Bills. Allen throws, end zone, call for a touchdown. Dalton Kincaid makes the catch, and the Bills take the lead. From down 13, they've scored now 13 straight to tie it, and the extra point will put them up by 1. Well, what a throw and catch. They've come all the way back, tied it at 23, and the extra point will put them in front. What a throw by Josh Allen. The Bills go right down the field, and they continue to move the ball very effectively. And Kincaid with the touchdown, his 2nd straight game with a receiving touchdown. And Matt Prater here for a big extra point. And it is good. So 24-23, the Bills with 14 straight points, and they take the lead after trailing 23-10. Wow. Despite 4 turnovers, the Bills on top by 1 with 13:24 to go in the 4th quarter. How about that? You don't see that too often. But now let's see how the Broncos respond. They have not trailed since the score was, I believe, 7-3. And let's see how they respond now. Now that they're down by a point in the 4th quarter. Although maybe that was all part of the plan for the Broncos, because coming back in the 4th quarter is kind of what they do. They're kind of like the Bears. Not quite as extreme as the Bears, but they've got a lot of comeback wins. And maybe they just wanted to go down so they're in a comfortable spot and a place they're very familiar with. And then they can come back and win. Maybe it was all part of the plan. Although, probably not. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. And let's see what the Broncos can do when they get the football back. Alright, so we're back from commercial here. The Broncos get it back, down 24-23 with 13 minutes to play. 13-24 to be exact. In NFL postseason history, road teams with a -3 turnover differential or worse are 1-85, I believe that said. Here they're doing a lot of running on this return. Get it back to the 33. But a couple guys missed. Nice return there for Beatty. And that's where the Broncos start. But going back to that stat, I believe it said teams with a -3 turnover differential or worse in NFL postseason history are 1-85, and the Bills today are at -3. We're going to make it 2-85 if everything holds. But Bo Nix, he went 13 for 23, 152 touchdowns in the first half. But he's just 2 of 7 here in the second half. A look to throw here, and he'll throw the flat for a quick completion. So it's caught by Harvey, but no gain, as Milano chops him down at the line of scrimmage. And it brings up 2nd and 10. I feel like that's been a problem for the Bills today. For the Broncos today. They've just consistently done nothing on first down. They're consistently in these 2nd and 10, 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8 type situations. Because they either throw a completion or do absolutely nothing on first down like that. So it's now 2nd and 10. And here's a handoff. RJ Harvey makes the guy miss. And he'll gain 3. Make it 3rd and 7. Like, I feel like this type of situation the Broncos have been all game long. They do nothing on first down, run the ball for about 3 yards on 2nd down, and then try to convert on 3rd and about 7. Oh, here we go. The stat I was just referencing, they put up briefly before. Road teams in playoff history are 1-85 with a -3 or worse turnover differential in playoff history. Today, the Bills are at -3. Will become the second road team ever to win on the road in the playoffs with a -3 turnover differential or worse. Broncos going to look to throw here. Nix has it batted down at the line of scrimmage. The Bills brought a blitz. They knock his pass down at the line of scrimmage, and it's 4th and 5. And the Bills defense forces a quick 3 and out. That is not the way you want to respond to going down if you're the Broncos. Excuse me. So it is now 4th and 7. As the Broncos go 3 and out, they'll punt it away. And the Bills will get it back. So Crawshaw on to punt. And his punt is away. Hardman will let it bounce in the end zone for a touchback. So the Bills will take over at their own 25-yard line with 11:50 to go in the 4th quarter. But we'll see if the Bills can hold on or not. But I mean, they've run the ball very effectively so far. I mean, you would imagine they're going to win on the run here. Although, obviously, this is a really good run defense. But that hasn't stopped them from running the ball effectively so far. And they've run the ball for probably like 150 yards. I'll check the exact number 1 second. But yeah, the Bills, they've run for 138, and they're averaging 5.5 yards per carry against the number 2 run defense in the NFL. So that's pretty good. Also, sorry about all the chewing. I'm still trying to finish up dinner now that they're at commercial. Not quite done yet, although making some good progress. What you got there, meat and veggies? Yup, exactly that, actually. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial here. So they're back from commercial. Bills at the 20 after the touchback. Allen going to look to throw. He throws outside. Call for a first down. Kincaid again. Gain of 13 and a first down for the Bills. Nice throw and catch to start the drive. So 1st and 10 here. Since the 6:50 mark of the third quarter, the Broncos went up 23-10. The Bills have outgained the Broncos 169-30. That's a pretty big difference. And it's also a big reason the Bills have scored 14 straight and have taken the lead. So Allen hands off. Here's Cook up the middle. He's got a lot of space to run. And Cook has another first down. He gains 12 yards. All the way up to the 47-yard line with 11 minutes to go. James Cook's run 18 times for 105 yards. But a really good game. Although he has lost a fumble. Overall, he's been pretty good. Allen throws the flag. Here's another catch for one of the tight ends. This time it's Dawson Knox. And he's got another first down as he's out of bounds after a gain of 11. And this has been a really good drive for the Bills. They just consistently move the ball 10 yards a play. This has been really good. The Bills, they have 3 straight plays of 10-plus yards. They go to the ground here with Cook, and he's got a lot of space once again. And he'll gain 7 yards. This time it's not 10-plus, but so a very solid pickup. And it brings up 2nd and 4. So, sorry, they give him 6 there on first down, not 7. So 9.5 minutes to go. 2nd and 4 here for the Bills. For James Cook, he's now crossed 100 yards rushing. It is his 10th game this year with at least 100 yards on the ground. And the Bills as a team have run for 156. Here's a toss to Cook to the left side. And Cook, this time not as much. He's dragged down after getting about 3 on the play. And brings up 3rd and short here for the Bills. This is a big opportunity for the Bronco defense to get off the field. Not sure what the holdup is here. Oh, maybe they were measuring? But anyway, it's 3rd and short here for the Bills. They're going to go sneak again, or at least it looks that way. Allen under center, sneaks it, and he's got a first down. The Bills are now 5 for 5 on 3rd and short today. Mostly because of the quarterback sneak. I don't know if there might be one play where it was 3rd and 1 where they didn't go sneak and they still got it. But at least 4 times they've snuck it up the middle right there and gotten the first down. Allen to throw here, and he'll find Davis out of the backfield, but he stopped right there at the point of the catch. The game's just a yard, maybe 2, and it brings up 2nd about 9. So it's 2nd and 10 here, as we're now halfway through the 4th quarter, 7:25 to go. I know technically 7:30 is the halfway point. So 2nd and 10 from the 28. Allen in shotgun back to his right. And they're going to go to the ground here. Allen going to keep it here on the designed run. And he'll gain 5 on 2nd down. Looks like the ball came out there at the end. But it is going to stay Bills football. But another fumble for Josh Allen. I'm not sure if they're going to rule that a fumble or not, but that is pretty concerning. That is the third time he's fumbled in this game. I'm actually pretty sure he's down right here. 4th ball comes free. So he probably just let go of the ball right there, thinking the play was over. So they go to commercial here. I'm not completely sure why. Maybe they're reviewing it. Although, even if it is a fumble, the Bills still have the Bills still recovered it. Oh, it says there was actually injury on the play, so maybe that's why they're at commercial. But if there was an injury, hopefully the injured player is okay. But I'm sure we'll find out when they come back from commercial. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. It's been another great drive for the Bills, able to consistently move the football again. And we'll see if this drive ends in points. Alright, so we're back from commercial here. We got 6:39 to go into the 4th quarter. It's a 3rd and 5. Big play right here. An empty backfield for Josh Allen. Broncos show blitz and crowd the line of scrimmage. Allen designed run to his right. And on the run, he's got blockers. Allen has the 1st down, gains 8, and moves the sticks. Josh Allen with another big run and a 1st down for the Bills. Nice blocking there on the outside. Allows Allen to turn the corner and move the sticks. The Bills run for 176 yards today. That is the most the Broncos have allowed all year. They go back to the ground. Cook gets it on the toss, and he stopped at the line of scrimmage. So no gain there. Brings up 2nd and 10. 5.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. So Allen going to look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he throws the outside for Samuel, who stopped right there at the point of the catch by Hufanga, as he gains just a yard, and it brings up 3rd and 8. But again, this is a huge 3rd down right here for both sides. If you're the Broncos, you really need to get a stop right here and hold them to 3. That way, we'll keep it a 1-score game. A 4-point game. Touchdown would still take the lead. For the Bills today, this is their 3rd drive of at least 7 minutes. So here is a 3rd and 8. 4:19 to go. Allen in shotgun back to his right. Broncos send a blitz. Allen throws. That is caught by Shakir. And Shakir gets a block. Shakir! Touchdown, Bills! Wait a minute. Did they blow this dead? It's incomplete. It bounced to him. I did not realize that. I knew it was low, and I thought he might have got that before it bounced. Well, it bounced to him, and it wipes off the touchdown. Yep, definitely hits the ground. So, wow. I don't have the volume on, so I can't hear the whistle, but that makes sense. But the Broncos defense, they do the job. They force the field goal, and here's Prater, which would make it a 4-point game. From 31 yards from the left hash. And Prater's kick is right down the middle. So the Bills get 3 and take a lot of time off the clock, as it is now 27-23. With 4 minutes, 11 seconds to go. Good stuff for the Broncos. Yeah, they needed that, especially with time running out. Got to keep the 1-score game. They did that. Really thought this would be a low-scoring game. I mean, I was in between. I didn't think it would be a high-scoring game or a low-scoring game. But I definitely thought it would be, had a chance to be higher scoring as opposed to lower scoring. But if the Bills win today, they'll be on the road in the NFC Championship game next week. Sorry, the AFC Championship game next week. If the Broncos win, they'll be at home in the AFC title game next week. The winner faces either the Patriots or the Texans, obviously. But the kick gets brought back to the 27-yard line. And let's see what the Broncos can do here. 4 minutes to go. Down by 4. Been a great comeback team all year long. They've just found ways to win late in the fourth quarter. And let's see if they can do that again. So 1st and 10 here for the Broncos. 4:06 to go. They're down by 4. Each team with all 3 timeouts as well. The Broncos, they have 12 comeback wins this season, which is the most in NFL history. Nix to throw. He steps up. Nix rolls to his right and throws to the outside. It is caught for a first down. What a catch along the sideline by Sutton, as he gains 11 and moves the chains. For Bo Nix, before that pass, he had thrown for just 25 yards in the second half, after throwing for 150 in the first half. But a nice throw and catch right there. That is a really good catch along the sideline. Nix throws outside again. This time the fullback Prentice makes the catch. For a gain of just a yard, though. I'm sorry, that's actually one of the tight ends, Atkins. But it's a 2nd and 9, 3:40 to go in the 4th quarter. Ed Oliver not in the game for the Bills defense. He returned from a bicep injury today, but looks like he hurt something else, and he's not in the game. So 2nd and 9, Nix throws the outside for Marvin Mims, and he's wrapped up right there. Cole Bishop with a nice tackle for loss, and it's 3rd and 11 as they lose 2 there on 2nd down. We now reach 3:05 to go in the 4th quarter. That pass actually got tipped at the line of scrimmage. But here is a 3rd and 11. Big play right here. Nix in shotgun. Broncos show blitz. They'll drop out and rush 4. Nix has time. Throws. That is called for a 1st down. Wide open. Corwin Sutton inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. And a big 1st down there for the Broncos. And he was wide open. But that's a key conversion right there on 3rd down. It keeps the drive alive, puts him inside Bills territory. Although the Broncos center is down in the play with 2:13 to go. As he's down on one knee. So Sam Mustipher is the backup center. The only reason I know who that is he was at Notre Dame. So, otherwise I'd have no idea who a backup center is for somebody. But Sam Mustipher going to commit into the game at center for the Broncos. As their starting center going to limp his way off the field. So hopefully he's okay. So 1st and 10 here for the Broncos on the Bills' 40-yard line. The clock now runs. And they don't have to run a play before the 2-minute warning. They got 5 seconds. And they will not run a play before the 2-minute warning. So we reached the 2-minute warning. Bills up by 4. With 2 minutes to go, they lead 27-23. The Broncos with the ball inside Bills territory at the 40. Going to be a great ending. Yeah, you would think so. I mean, a 4-point game, 2 minutes left. And with the way with how crazy the playoffs have been so far, we could see the Broncos score, take the lead, and we could see the Bills score and then retake the lead. It has been quite crazy. Yeah, it should be a great finish. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. We got 2 minutes to go. All 3 timeouts for both sides. But here is a first down for the Broncos. 2 minutes left. As now they're back from commercial. So 1st and 10, 2 minutes left. Broncos have the ball on the Bills' 38-yard line. Nick's under center. Harvey is the back. And play action, Nick's going to look to throw. Roll to his right. Nick's on the run. He'll just throw it away. So that stops the clock with 1:54 to go. And it brings up 2nd and 10. Joey Bosa got pressure right there. So 2nd and 10, 1:54 to go after the incompletion. From the 38, Nixon shotgun, Sutton goes in motion. Nix throws that is caught by Sutton, and he'll gain 6. He's taken down inbounds. The clock will continue to run. 1:45 and counting. Still all 3 timeouts for both sides. So it is now 3rd and 4. Obviously 4 down territory for the Broncos. It's a 3rd and 4. Let's see, where is it? So it's 3rd and 4 from the Bills' 32. Play clock at 5. Nick's design run to his right. Now he looks like he might throw, but he's going to keep it himself. He's got the first down, and he slides after a gain of 6 and a first down. But a big run there for Bo Nix, and they move the sticks. And now the clock stops with 1:01 to go, as somebody finally calls timeout here in the second half. But a really good play right there. Bo Nix on the design run. He's run the ball a lot today. That's like his 9th or 10th carry. But the clock stops with 1:01 to go. It's the Broncos who call their first timeout. So they have 2 remaining. Bills still with all 3. So 1st and 10 from the 26. Nixon shotgun back to his right. Nix looks to throw. Nix gets pressure, throws one towards the end zone. Call for a touchdown. Marvin Mims makes the play, and the Broncos take the lead with 55 seconds to go. What a throw and catch from Nix to Mims, and the Broncos are back on top. Although Mims is now hurt after that one. And hopefully he's okay, but well, what a catch. Oh, I can see why he's hurt. He landed it kind of like on the camera, which definitely has to hurt, because that doesn't seem very soft. Man, what a throw and catch. Has possession, 2 feet. Yo, they showed again. I definitely think that's a touchdown. But it's an 8-play, 73-yard drive. They take 3:11 off the clock. And the extra point is good. 30-27, the Broncos take the lead. And now the Bills down by 3. Let's see how they respond. I mean, that is an absolute perfect throw for Bo Nix. But the Bills will get it back. A field goal will tie it. A touchdown wins it. For Mims, that is his second receiving touchdown of the season. And it might be the biggest touchdown of the season for the Broncos. Big moment for Allen. Yeah, I mean, this is another big playoff moment here for Josh Allen. He's got plenty of time, though. 55 seconds, all 3 timeouts. This is very doable. So the kickoff is away, and it gets returned from the 5-yard line. And on the return, here is McCole Hardman. And Hardman brings it back to the 27-yard line. So that is where the Bills have it. 27-yard line, 50 seconds left. Down by 3. With all 3 timeouts. Broncos have 2 timeouts. So let's see what Josh Allen and the Bills have in store. According to the broadcasters, 26 yards to the field goal target line, which is the Denver 46. So Allen and shotgun, Cook to his right. They bring Kincaid in motion, and Allen going to look to throw. Allen, dancing around, going to try to run here, and then he flips it forward. It's caught by Kincaid for a gain of about 9. Allen flips on the shovel pass. What a play there for Josh Allen. Now 40 seconds left and the clock is stopped. I'd imagine the Bills called their first timeout. Man, what a play. He just flips it ahead. And he finds Kincaid. It's played a really good second half. Josh Allen has 26 career game-winning drives in his career. One of them in the playoffs. That was last week against the Jaguars. So we'll see if he can do it again and make it 2 weeks in a row with a game-winning drive in the playoffs. Matt Prater has a pretty big leg. Made a 64-yard field goal in 2013 in this stadium. But that was also when he was a lot younger. He's now like 38, so I wonder if the leg has lost a little bit since then. But 2nd and 1, Allen looks to throw, takes a shot, deep down the field, it is caught by Cooks, what a catch! Brandon Cooks makes the play along the sideline. 35 seconds, no, wait a minute, they're saying incomplete. Did he only get 1 foot down? Yeah, he only gets 1 foot down. Oh, wow. Brandon Cooks only gets 1 foot down. And then the rest of his body lands out of bounds. I mean, it's a great adjustment in the air to get to that ball. But he's just unable to come down in bounds. So it is now 3rd and 1. Allen and shotgun from their own 36-yard line. 37 seconds left, 2 timeouts for both sides. And they got the Broncos to jump here. And this should be a free 5 yards. Yep, we got offsides against the Broncos. Gives the Bills 5 yards and a first down. Not a very good penalty right there. So after the penalty, it's now 1st and 10 from the 41. There's 37 seconds left still. So Allen going to look to throw. Allen gets pressure, throws deep down the field. It is incomplete. Keon Coleman, the receiver in the area. But he didn't see the ball until it was way too late. And it's 2nd and 10. Matched up with the rookie Jahdae Barron from Texas. So it's 2nd and 10 here after the incompletion. There's 32 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Allen in shotgun, going to look to throw it. And a quick throw caught by Shakir. Lateral backwards to Ray Davis. He's got it inside field goal range to the 37-yard line. A huge play there for the Bills on the hook and ladder. And a first down with 23 seconds to go. Wow. We've seen the Bills run that play a few times. This is a huge pickup. And getting him inside field goal range. Wow. The catch by Shakir, the lateral backwards to Davis. And a huge pickup for the Bills. That pass actually also got tipped at the line of scrimmage. But it was still completed. But there is now 24 seconds left. One timeout for the Bills as they call their second after that play. So I said they got the ball at the 37. It's actually the 32-yard line. So 1st and 10 here from the 32. 24 seconds left. Allen looks to throw. Allen takes a shot towards the end zone. It is incomplete, overthrown. Cooks the target. Brings up 2nd and 10. There's definitely some contact out there, but I think it's a pretty good no call. So 2nd and 10 from the 32. 19 seconds left. Allen in shotgun back to his left. Allen looks to throw. Underneath that pass, incomplete off the hands of Shakir. And incomplete. That is actually Josh Allen's first incompletion of the playoffs when targeting Khalil Shakir. And a rare drop for Shakir on that play. So 3rd and 10 for the Bills. 16 seconds left. An empty backfield for Josh Allen from the 32-yard line. Allen a little bit of a low snap. We look to throw. Allen over the middle. It is too high, incomplete. Looking for Knox. Would have had it inside the 10. But a little bit too high, and it's 4th and 10. Man, Knox was wide open. Oh, man, it's just too high. I don't think he scores, but you call a timeout, you've got a chance of scoring a touchdown right there. But now it is a field goal try for Matt Prater to try to tie it at 30 and most likely send us to overtime. Prater in his playoff career, 18 for 20. This is a 50-yard field goal with 10 seconds left to tie it at 30. And we've got a timeout called by the Broncos. So they try to ice him. Now 1 timeout left for each side. So it is a 50-yard field goal try for Prater from the left hash. Alright, so here we go. 50 yards from the left hash to tie it at 30. And Prater's kick is up, and it is good. He got it. From 50 yards away, Prater ties it at 30 with 5 seconds to go. And we are most likely headed to overtime. Well, what a kick. Right down the middle. 30-30. What a game. I mean, at this point, you really wouldn't expect anything else with how good the playoffs has been. And what an opening game of the divisional round. Yeah, really. I mean, this has been a great game. So it's not a game-winning drive for Josh Allen, but he leads his team into field goal range, and they tie it at 30. Now, the interesting thing with the new kickoff rules is you can't just go squib kick because it's got to go inside of the 20 to the landing zone. Otherwise, it's a penalty. So the kick is fielded at the 6, and on the return, they'll just take a knee at the 16. So there is 1 second left in regulation, and the Broncos will probably just take a knee, and we'll head to overtime. Actually, they put 2 seconds back on the clock, so now 3 seconds. So yeah, the Broncos take a knee. I'm clipping this as the end of regulation, so I know if I want to make a short about that later. Man, I haven't finished eating dinner because I was just watching the game thinking it would end, but of course we're going to overtime now. Alright, so obviously we know the overtime rules. It's the same as the regular season now, that they finally changed it and it makes sense. But obviously, both teams are guaranteed a possession unless the defensive score on the first possession, or their first possession takes the entire overtime period. Although I think it's a little bit different now. It might be 15-minute overtime period now that we're in the playoffs, but I'm not completely sure. So let's see. The Bills win the toss. And they will kick. So the Bills win the toss. They decide to kick it off to the Broncos, I believe, if I understood that without having any volume or captions on. I probably should have put captions on for that, but it's what I think is happening. Just want to make sure. Also, I gotta change this. Alright, sorry about the chewing right now. Gonna try to finish this. Or eat a lot more of this during commercial. Alright, but I think we got the Broncos getting the football here, so I'm going to leave it right there. The Bills go to kick off. And kudos to the cook. Yeah, shout out my mom for all the food. What kind of meat and veggies is it? We got a hamburger before, and we got some like broccoli and Brussels sprouts, stuff like that. But the Broncos get the ball here to start overtime, and it is going to be brought back here by Mims. Makes the guy miss, and is out of bounds at the 28-yard line. So the Broncos offense gets it first here in overtime, tied at 30. So now, yes, overtime is 15 minutes in the playoffs. So Nix in shotgun back to his right. Bring the tight end Troutman in motion. And Nick's going to look to throw here. And he throws. Tight window, but caught by Sutton for a gain of 11 and a first down. A little bit of a risky throw right there for Bo Nix to start overtime, but it's completed for a first down. Sutton 4 catches for 53 yards, all in the second half. So Nixon shotgun back to his right from the 39. Nix throws underneath there, Sutton again, but he drops it right here. And it's 2nd and 10. That one definitely should be caught. Hits him right in the hands. Just doesn't make the play. So Nixon shotgun. Here's the throw to the outside. Set up the screen for Mims, but he goes nowhere and lost a yard. Play calls are trash for Denver. Yeah, I didn't really like that screen right there. Because now it's 3rd and 11. So Nix in shotgun, back to his right. From the 37. Bills crowd the line of scrimmage and show blitz. They drop out and bring 4. Nix steps up. Throws that is low, but it is... Let's see, is that caught? No, it's not caught. It was a swatting attempt at it by Sutton. But he couldn't quite make the play. And it's 4th down, and the Broncos going to be forced to punt. Yeah, this another one goes right through his arms. That is... I mean, you can't really call this one a drop, but that is 2 passes that probably should be caught for Cortland Sutton that he does not come away with. So the Bills defense gets a stop, something they did not do in overtime a few years ago against the Chiefs, which pretty much sparked this rule change. Oh, wow, that came after the punt. Almost blocked that. But Crawshaw gets it away cleanly. And this... Oh, wow, that's a great punt. It bounces out of bounds inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. So the Bills backed up deep inside their own territory for this next drive. So now, I believe if the Bills score here, they win the game. Yeah, next score wins now. But the Bills obviously have a long way to go if they want to get points on this drive. Starting inside their own 10-yard line at the 8. Actually, spotted at the 7. But they'll start off on the ground with James Cook, and he goes nowhere. Stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Josh Allen has never won a game that has gone to overtime. He's 0-6 in his career. That includes 0-2 in the playoffs. Wait, what is the second game that's gone to overtime in the playoffs for Josh Allen? Obviously, you got the one against the Chiefs. I have no idea what the second playoff game in overtime he's played in is. So 2nd and 9. Allen, dancing around, escapes for now. And Allen is going to end up running for a gain of about 4 on the play. Make sure to protect the football this time. Considering he's already turned it over 3 times, 2 of them fumbles. It is now 3rd and 5. So 3rd and 5, 11:50 to go in overtime. An empty backfield for Josh Allen, who looked to throw on 3rd down. Broncos bring just 2, and a spy on Allen, who steps up and throws. Call for a 1st down. Dalton Kincaid makes the catch at the 25-yard line. And a big throw and catch, and a big 3rd down conversion for the Bills. The Broncos drop 8 guys into coverage, and Allen's still able to find a completion. So 1st and 10 from the 25. Allen under center, they're going I formation. Cook is the back. And Allen hands it off, Cook up the middle. And he's stopped. Actually, we'll get pushed by the offensive line for about an extra yard. But still not a ton of space to run, as he gains about 3. Brings up 2nd and 7. We have 10.5 minutes to go in overtime. So Allen under center. And we've got a timeout here by the Broncos. Oh, I didn't even realize that until we just saw a timeout get called. But now teams have all 3 timeouts in overtime. In the regular season, it's only 2. Because it's also only 10 minutes in the regular season. It's a 10-minute overtime period instead of 15. I feel like the Bills are going to win this. Don't want to jinx it, but of course, but it's Allen. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, all they need in this drive is a field goal. And they win it, so definitely seems like they've got the better chance right now. Could be Buffalo and Hawks in the bowl. Yeah, it really could be. How's your day? Good. How about you? Play action here. Allen gets pressured, steps up. Allen now flips this to the outside for Cook, who slips, gets up, slips again, and is stopped at the line of scrimmage. You're good? Glad to hear that. So it is 3rd and 7 here for the Bills. 9:45 to go in overtime. Next score wins. So Allen in shotgun back to his left. From the 27, Allen going to look to throw. And he throws the flat for Davis, makes the play. And Davis going to have the first down. He gained to 8, needed 7. And he moves the sticks. A nice catch and run right there for Ray Davis. He just powers his way ahead. Through the linebacker Singleton for the first down. But a nice catch and run right there for Ray Davis. And a first down for the Bills. Who do you hope wins? I really have no idea. Or I don't really care who wins. So here's a toss. Cook gets it to the right side and he goes nowhere. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. You hope the Bills. Okay. Yeah, I don't really have a preference. Like, I picked the Bills to win, but in my original playoff predictions last week, before the playoffs started, I picked the Broncos to win. Although I also didn't have them playing the Bills. But I don't really care. I just hope we got a good game, and that's exactly what we've seen. So 2nd and 10, Allen throws short and incomplete. I'm trying to get it to McCole Hardman, but the throw's a little bit short, and it's 3rd and 10. Denver got so lucky right there. He was wide open. If Allen makes a better throw, that is a huge pickup. And they're probably very close, if not in field goal range. But it's a low throw for Josh Allen, and Hardman can't make the play. You're an Eagles fan? Okay. I'm a Giants fan. So. So 3rd and 10. Allen in shotgun. Broncos bring a blitz. Allen has plenty of time. Goes deep down the field. And it is caught by Cooks. No, intercepted. Wait a minute. It got picked off. Inside the 20-yard line at the 17-yard line. McMillan comes away with the interception. And the Broncos defense forces their 5th turnover of the game. I thought Brandon Cooks had that. But it ends up going right through his arms and gets picked off. Wow, it just got ripped away from him by McMillan. He does have this originally, and then it just gets ripped away. Wow. Now, I wonder if there's a scenario right here where he's down before the ball gets ripped out. Because it is very close. Obviously, all turnovers are reviewed, but that is... So the turnover is confirmed. It's Bronco football. It's the fifth turnover of the game. So let's see, the Bills call a timeout. McDermott wants an explanation here. I think he's down, not sure that's a pick. Yeah, I mean, here they're showing it again. He got the ball. Yeah, he might be down, I don't know. I mean, you can't see the ball from the angle where he's clearly on the ground. You need to, like, sync up two angles right here. Wow. So the interception stands. Obviously, they weren't reviewing it. They were just explaining it to McDermott. But here's a throw to the outside from Mims. And Mims gains about 3. I mean, that's also a play where I don't really know how you can overturn that. Whether it goes... Like, if it's called a catch, it's probably going to stay a catch. But if it's called a pick, it's probably going to stay that way as well. Like, I don't think there's a way to overturn that. I mean, maybe there is, but I don't think they really looked at it for that long, too. So, there's also that. So, it's 2nd and 7. Nick's in shotgun, back to his right. 7:05 to go. Nix looks to throw. Throws outside, caught by Harvey, makes the guy miss. Harvey's still on his feet. RJ Harvey out of bounds at the 47-yard line. A really nice catch and run there for RJ Harvey and a first down for the Broncos. Gotta go win the game here. Yeah, you have to. Its next score wins, so even a field goal does it. So first down here, 6:25 to go. Nick's going to look to throw here. And he floats one deep down the field. And that pass, incomplete, broken up, trying to get to Will Jordan Humphrey. And it's 2nd and 10. We got 6:09 to go in overtime. So it's 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. And play clock winding down here, we got a timeout. Oh, it's actually timeout by the Bills. Interesting. So it's their second timeout. Leaves them with 1 remaining. The Broncos still have 2 timeouts. Watts is going for a 60-yarder to win it. Watch. That'd be pretty impressive. Broncos are 11-2 in one-score games this year, which is tied for the most wins in a season in NFL history, with the 2022 Vikings and the 2024 Chiefs. Also, are they delaying the start of the next game, or Seahawks 49ers started already? I have no idea. But here is a 2nd and 10 for the Broncos from their own 47. Nix looks to throw. Floats one downfield again. This one incomplete off the hand of Sutton, but a flag is down this time. The Broncos wanted a flag on the previous play, but there was a good no call. They call a flag this time. Or throw the flag this time. They're trying to get it to Sutton on a swap fade. It goes off his hand. Taron Johnson's explaining his case to the official. Late hit on Nix. A little bit late. I don't think there should have been a flag, though. But they do call pass interference against the Bills. They say he was grabbing his arm too much. Like, I'm really not sure I love that call. Like, he's kind of grabbing his arm the entire way, but when the ball is actually getting there, he gives him a chance to catch the ball, and then he starts to yank the arm again when he's trying to make an attempt to catch the ball. So I don't know if I love that call. But Nick's going to run it here, another design quarterback run, and Nix is taken down short of the line of scrimmage as he goes down for walls of 2 with 6 minutes to go, 5:55 to be exact. Remember, next score wins. Would be a long field goal from right here. Right now they got the ball at the 38. Would be 55 yards from right here. Nix, off play action, floats one deep down the field, put a lot of air into that, and it's incomplete off the hands of Mims, but another flag is down. Trey White's going to get called for the penalty this time. Man, I don't know about this one. They call pass interference against Trey White. I really don't know about this one. Alright, yeah, he does get there early. So that is probably a good call. I mean, originally watching live, I thought he's got a great chance to catch the ball. So I don't really see how that's interference, but he does get there early. Mims still almost caught it, but I think that probably was the right call that time. So Nix takes a knee here. They center it in the field. And on comes the field goal unit for the Broncos. So here is Will Lutz to send them to the AFC title game next week. Will Lutz has 13 career game-winning field goals in the last minute of the fourth quarter or overtime. Although there's a flag on the play now. They're showing Trey White walking off the field. It's probably like an unsportsmanlike conduct type thing against him. Oh, that is the softest call ever. I hate in any sport how you get penalized for talking to an official. You should never get penalized. I don't care what you say to him. You should never get penalized for just speaking. Never. I don't care if it's to an official, to a player. You should never be called for a penalty for speaking. That is the dumbest thing in any sport. So I hate that call. Like you could say anything to him. You should never get called for a penalty just for speaking. That is the dumbest thing ever. So it is now a 24-yard field goal. The penalty moves the ball half the distance closer. And the Bills call their third and final timeout. They try to ice Watts as he tries to win the game here and send the Broncos to the AFC Championship game, which they will host if they win this game. They'll host either the Texans or the Patriots next week, whoever wins that game. So a 24-yard field goal try here for Will Lutz. They've centered it in the field. And here's Lutz from 24. And the kick is right down the middle. The Broncos win it and head to the AFC Championship game. 33-30 in overtime is the final. And they're headed to the AFC title game next week. Final score 33-30. The Bills win it, and they'll host the AFC title game next week. The Bills come up short in the playoffs once again. But again, I really don't think you can completely put this in Josh Allen. I mean, I know he turned it over a bunch in this game. But like the interception late is... Like, the overtime interception, there's no way you can put that on him. Although people are going to say it's his fault again. Another year Allen can't get over the line. Yeah, exactly. Alright, so I missed all your guys' chats from that. I switched the screen to change the score. The call was unsportsmanlike conduct. Sorry, I'm just reading that now. They called unsportsmanlike conduct because he was talking to the official. I guess because he slammed his helmet, which is still really soft. But that was the call. Allen trash. I don't think it's entirely his fault. Like, he didn't play his best game with, 4 turnovers? I mean, that's not close to his best, but he also gave the Bills a chance to win it. And his defense just kept committing penalties down the stretch. He chokes every year. He can't seem to get over the line. I will give you that. But I do think this game is partly on Josh Allen. Because if he doesn't turn the ball over so many times, the Broncos aren't getting as many points off turnovers. But I also don't think this game's entirely on Josh Allen. Let's see. Is the other game started now? No, not yet. Yeah, great game. The Broncos with their first playoff win since 2015. When they won the Super Bowl. And now they're a win away from heading back to the Super Bowl. Noam Holmes didn't take advantage. Yeah, I mean, that was the whole thing with the Bills. It was their opportunity. No Josh Allen, no Lamar Jackson, no Joe Burrow. And they still came up short. But what a game. 33-30 is the final. I'm going to end this stream. I'll be live in a few minutes for Seahawks 49ers. Hopefully that game is, I don't want to say equally as good because that's a very high bar. But hopefully that game is also pretty good. But I gotta go schedule that stream. A great game, you commented again. Thank you, appreciate that. Glad you enjoyed it. But yeah, that's where I'm ending this stream. I'll be live in like 5 minutes for Seahawks 49ers. But thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, turn notifications. And yeah, I'll be live in like 5 minutes. So thank you for watching.